Here we go. Our top 10 shortstops heading in to the 2023 MLB season. Very excited for this list because it's a stacked position, unlike the others we have done, like catcher and second baseman. This is a good list with some legit players, possible MVP candidates. Let's talk about it.
You're going first. I always go first. You're
I'm
first.
going
You're
first
going first.
today. Let's start at 10. At number 10, I've got Nico Horner. Number 9, I've got Willie Adames. Number 8, Tommy Edman. Number 7, Dansby Swanson. Number 6, Corey Seager. Number 5, Bo Bichette. Number 4, Xander Bogaerts. Number 3, Carlos Correa. And number 2, Francisco Lindor. And finally, at number 1, we've got Trey Turner.
Oh, you did not put Bo Bichette fifth. Oh my God.
Bo Bichette is number 5 on this list. And by the way, I almost put him ahead of Xander Bogaerts.
That's
By
crazy.
the way, I think Bo Bichette is going to be in the top 3 of this list after this season.
Okay, when Bo Bichette figures out how to field a ground ball, maybe I'll put him a little higher on this list.
Bo Bichette, 5.
That's crazy. All right. God. You just ruined my mood.
Let's hear yours.
And I told you, I was like, oh, I think our lists are going to be similar. And you started reading them off. I'm like, oh, okay, like they're similar. Then I heard you say, whatever, I'll get into my list.
Yeah, go.
Okay. Number 10, Nico Horner. Number 9, Willie Adames. 8, Bo Bichette.
Wow.
7, Tommy Edman. 6, Dansby Swanson. 5, Corey Seager. 4, Xander Bogaerts. 3, Carlos Correa. 2, Francisco Lindor. 1, Trey Turner.
Look at the respect level we have for Francisco Lindor.
So, yeah. So
putting him number 2 where he deserves.
So the list was similar. It really was. The Bo Bichette thing. You really think that Bo Bichette is a top 5 shortstop in baseball?
I think this guy can put on a show offensively. 24 home runs last year. He started off, he was not good.
Yeah.
But went on that tear toward the end of the season. Yeah, I think this guy has so much potential offensively that as bad as his defense is going to be, he can put himself in the top 5 of this list.
Yeah, I don't see him really getting any higher than, yeah, sure. If he has a great year offensively, he could be in the top 5. You saying top 3, I really don't see that being possible. I just think that, this is a position where defense is so valuable, and that's why Francisco Lindor is 2. He's certainly not the second best offensive shortstop on this list, but that's why I had him 2, because he's probably the best defensive shortstop in the league. Him or Tommy Edman, they're right there. I can't see Bichette getting higher with his defense. I mean, trust me, he's got a great bat, got great hair.
You don't think let's say he has, and I shouldn't be predicting this, but let's say he hits 35 home runs next year, right? And his OPS is high 800s. At that point, he'd probably be an MVP candidate. He could be, or at least in the top 5, top 10. You don't think he's going to be higher on this list? You don't think he's maybe 4 or 3?
I could see it if he were able to put up those stats.
Offensively.
I just don't think he's going to do that.
Well, we disagree here on Bo Bichette, which I like. You don't like Bo Bichette, obviously. I know you're not using bias into this.
Yeah.
He's on your
thanks.
Rival now.
They're not they're not our rival. They're our
rival. They are a rival.
Now, speaking of the AL East,
sure.
Wander Franco is my first guy out here.
Yeah.
Let's pump the brakes a little on this guy. I mean, he's a good defender, he's a good overall player, good on base guy, stuff like that. But to say that he's an MVP candidate and stuff like that is a bit over the top. I mean, he's got no pop in his bat. He's having a tough time so far in his major league career getting it over the fence. So
getting it over the fence, that's an interesting way to say home run.
I think, I'm spitting ball right now. You don't get it. You don't know the lingo. Casual. So I think until that bat improves, which I'm sure it will, he's a young guy. Let's pump the brakes a little bit on Wander Franco. Nico Horner. I'm happy that you gave him a little bit of respect. Me and Joe would just did a underrated, overrated thing, and Joe actually had Horner as his most underrated player in the major leagues. And I mean, I don't know if I'd go as far to say that, but he certainly is underrated. He's got a great glove. He's probably the best player on that team right now on the Cubs. Him or Dansby. I mean, I have Dansby above him. I don't know
Yeah.
how they're gonna sort that out and everything. I'm sure Horner will probably go back to second base. Now that I'm thinking about it, we probably should have counted Horner as a second baseman, but it's fine.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea to talk about.
But definitely an underrated guy.
I like Nico Horner. You know, you want to hear something crazy that I almost did?
What?
And you would have flipped out, I think. I almost put Edman over Swanson. You know I'm not the biggest Dansby Swanson guy.
Yeah.
I think he's a little overrated, but he did have a really good year last year. He hit 25 home runs. And he's a great defender, just like Edman is. So I kept Swanson right over him.
If usually when I make these lists, like I'll go on Fangraphs, the first thing I'll look at is their WAR and everything like that, and then I'll look at the last 2 years because I feel like 2 years tell a better story and stuff like that. If we were just going off of last year, though, Dansby Swanson's top five, probably maybe fourth. He had a very, very good year last year. But from looking at the past couple years, that's why you see a guy like Correa, number 3. I mean, like he's, he didn't have his best year last year, but he's still one of the best players in the sport and one of the best players at this position. And it's crazy to think that he could have been on the third base list at one point in the offseason, depending on when we did these lists.
Yeah, he could have been.
Yeah.
I want to say this about Francisco Lindor and even a guy like Dansby Swanson and even Trey Turner last season for the first time really in a while. He's played He's played more than 160 games. Lindor, Swanson, they played every single day.
Yeah.
Right. I think the only time Lindor missed a game was the day he broke his finger. He broke his pinky. And then after that, he played every game. Right. So his OPS is going to be a little bit lower just because he is playing every day and there's more chances for a slump with a guy like Bogarts who didn't play 160 games. Correa only played 136 games.
Right.
So, when you're playing every day, you're adding the tax that it has on your body, plus just more at-bats, more opportunities. I mean, you fail more than you succeed in baseball. Yeah. Those numbers are kind of going to drop a little bit, but you can really see the value that those guys had. Lindor, like you said, unbelievable defender, and the value of having a guy at shortstop playing every day is big because of how important defense is, like you said. So yeah, I think we got this right for the most part. I think we got. Where'd you have Corey Seager, by the way?
5th.
Okay. Yeah. So all right.
I think this is the closest we've been so far with our lists.
Except Bichette.
Besides Bichette, that was a big difference, but
yeah. But I actually had Bichette 6 and then Seager 5, and then I flipped it last second.
Yeah, I can't agree with that.
What's next? Third baseman, like you say, Correa was almost on this list.
Third baseman.
This is a good position, no?
Yeah, I don't know if you've looked at the MLB Network ones. The shortstops is pretty brutal.
Yeah, the shortstop list was not that great.
It was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Third base. Third base isn't as deep as it used to be, though. You got like 5 like premier third basemen, 6 actually, and then the drop off is a little steep.
Arenado, Devers,
Riley, Bregman, Ramirez, and
sure.
One more that I'm forgetting, but yeah.
That's exciting stuff. I'm excited for third baseman. Oh, Eduardo Escobar.
Yeah, Eduardo Escobar.
Exactly. And Josh Donaldson.
Thank God. Yeah, and yeah, exactly.
Exactly. All right. Well, that'll do it for our top 10 shortstop. Go check out all our social media pages, YouTube pages, everything for more content.